everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com. We are going to create this fun little card today. This is a stamp set that you may have missed in the new annual catalog. It is called Right Behind You. It is a Kling stamp set, and it's got a cute little image and just awesome little sayings. So I thought I would case the catalog, so I will show you here. The stamp set can be found on page 84, and then there was this little card up here at the top of page 85, and that's where I got my play from on today's project. So let's go ahead and create this. So for our card base, I have a piece of crumb cake. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I think they use Sahara sand in the catalog, but I went with crumb cake. We are going to be using our rectangle stitched dies as well as our basic border dies. This is where we're going to get that little hill from. We are using the largest rectangle stitched, so let me grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Let's get that part done. So I'll start with the basic white, and we will put down that largest rectangle. It is the perfect size for an A2 size card, which is what we're doing for a layer. And I just like, to run this through twice. So I run it forward and back so that it comes out nice and easy. There we go. Alright, now I have a piece of Designer Series paper. This is the Pattern Party. This is the whole set paper that I have been using recently. So I'm going to take that basic border die, and I'm going to just adjust it here and see. I'm just looking at my first one. I think my first one looks a little bit more. Of course, it doesn't have to be the same exactly, but we're getting it close. Alright, we will run that through. I have a friend that does a big bike trip every year, so I'm always got my eye out for a bike set. And I saw this one in the catalog, and I thought that would be super cute to use for her this year. Alright, so, whoops, what is all that on my paper? No, it's just little fuzzes from the die machine. Okay, so I'm going to take this now and add this to the bottom. I'm going to use my liquid glue, and we will add this right here to the bottom of our card. Now, this stamp set is not photopolymer. It is a Kling, so it's the red rubber, so it's a little bit hard to judge you know, where your wheels are. So you can see on my original, they kind of look a little bit airborne. So I put this fun little squiggly here from the Hippo Happiness to make that work. But I'm going to do my best now today to try to get it a little bit closer. If I could practice with my Stamparatus and of course do that, but I'm just going to wing it and hope. So I'm going to ink up our big image with the Memento black, because we're going to use our Stampin' Blends. And I also noticed, which is another great reason for the Stamparatus, is that their pants look well inked, but when I stamped it, it wasn't as solid black that I typically like. So I used my blends. Okay, let's hope that's a little bit better. Alright, I'm just going to give this a nice even press. I love the way these two ladies look here. Okay, pretty good. That's pretty close. A little bit onto the DSP, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, now I'm going to use that little flower image, and I'm going to grab a little Post-it, and I'm going to put that right over our basket. I'm going to ink this flower up in the black as well. And we are going to add those flowers to the basket. There you go. Cute little way to do it. Okay, so I have a bunch of blends here. Let's see. I have our cinnamon cider combo. I have a basic black. I have Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, and our polished pink. So I am going to use the Daffodil Delight and the cinnamon cider for the hair. So we are going to start with the light, and then I'm going to pull in the dark, and it kind of gives her a few highlights, I think. You know what? I just realized I did not turn on my light. It was so hot in here. But for coloring, I definitely need it, so let me do that. Look at that. Fun. Okay. Let's take our cinnamon cider now. I love this color for the hair. One. Let's give her a few little highlights in here as well. Love that. Okay, so now you can see here the pants, let me lift it up, you know, aren't quite solid, so I'm going to take my light basic black and I'm just going to help those along. Okay, so now I think we're going to use a little bit of this Bermuda Bay on the clothing so that we have a nice pop of color. I actually didn't even look. We do have catalog recipes available for things that are in the catalog, and I haven't even looked that up. I wonder, they probably used, well, yeah, they did use different colors than I'm using. So I'm casing the design, but going my own way with the colors. Yeah, I like this pink. It's nice and bright. Okay, so very fun. All right, let's do our flower that way too. Looking good. Okay, so I'm also going to add a couple of clouds. I have a scrap piece of paper here, and I was just kind of looking through my sets. This is from our old retired set, but they're very small. So if you have any clouds in your collection, feel free to use those. I'm just going to use some Pool Party with this image here, and I'm just going to stamp off and add those. So they're taking a nice little ride out in the country. Just love that. Such a fun set. Okay, let's grab our base. Once again, let me get my seal. And then I just realized I did not pull out the scrap of Daffodil Delight for the sentiment, but I think I might use pink on this one. Since I did pink on her shirt, I think I'm going to grab a little scrap of polished pink. Alright, so I have a little pink here, and we'll trim this down, of course. I'm going to use the sentiment from this set, that hills are easier when you have a friend. So let's ink that up in the black. And then we're going to stamp this and we'll trim it down. Okay, so let's just give that a nice little press. Looks good. Alright, I'm going to grab my trimmer real quick. And we're just going to trim this down a bit. So I'll line that up so that it's straight. That looks pretty good. And I was going to cut it on an angle. I typically, yeah, I just use my scissors. I think I will. Let me grab my scissors and we're just going to cut it like that. And then add that to the bottom. So it just brings a nice pop of color. I think I'm going to trim this down a little bit more. Make it a little bit skinnier. Yeah, I already like that better. Okay, so let's grab our adhesive and run this on there. Okay, and we will just add that here to the grass. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed today's fun little video using this adorable set. If you have a bike rider in your life, this would be the perfect set for them. But really could be used for anybody. There's some great sentiments about being a team, always right behind you, thanks for sharing. Awesome. So you will find a full supply list of all the products that I used today in the description of this video. And I look forward to being back with you real soon. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.